This is my little spiel, my little lecture, my testimony on how I learned to keep composure. So the pictures you see on the left are the ones where I'm like mad or sad. I got something bottled up inside that I'm not taking care of. The pictures on the right is where, I healed. So let's roll the pictures.
أشرقت نفسي بنور من فؤادي حينما رددت يا رب العباد وانتشت روحي وصارت.
Those pictures were taken up in the course of 6 months. I feel in my heart it takes 6 months to work on yourself, to gain insights to situations and get out of a situation, whatever you're trying to get out of. In this case, this situation was learning about my ego and getting out of some bad addictions I had. So there's 3 events I want to point out. But first, the ego is the voices in your head telling you you're not enough, even like telling you you are like a god, bro. I thought I was a god before. And the ego is also when your friends tell you you're this, or your bullies tell you you're this, you're that, and you internalize that, meaning you say this is true instead of, no, it's not true, it's just a thought, I'll let it pass. That's the ego. I used to have bad OCD, and once I learned that I am not my thoughts, I'm a spiritual being living a temporary human experience, I was able to simply go against my OCD. Like when I stepped on a crack and thought I was going to burn in hell and stuff, I stepped on a crack anyways and realized I'm still living, man. So you just got to go against the ego sometimes, and it's going to be hard, but you just got to do it. So the 3 events I want to point out that really shaped my testimony was getting bullied as a kid. I had a very skinny build as a kid, and I was raised in an environment that you should not talk back to your bullies. I mean, you can stick up for them, but I didn't really know how to talk back to bullies. And I just took it, man. They loved to see my reaction. It gave them a bit of empowerment. Not good empowerment, but it gave them a sense of empowerment. And I just felt very alone, very lost in life. I would kind of mimic what other people did to fit in. Like I played basketball, and that's not really my thing, man. I'm an artist. And I just felt like a square peg fitting myself into a round hole. And then when I was 12, my mother got cancer. She had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer, and she sat us down and she's like, look, I don't know how long I'll be here for. And in my mind, I didn't know what to think, man. Like, it just made me more confused. I think that's around the time I really started questioning the existence of like a higher power. Like, if there is a higher power, like, why does he do all these bad things in my life? You know what I mean? It was about a couple years after that, I started having those thoughts. And, I had a lot of family drama at the time too. And I just felt very lonely. So I had feelings of like suicidal thoughts a lot when I was 15. My mom, mashallah, that she actually, her cancer is in remission now. She just takes pills. She has hair. She lives like a normal. You would never know she has cancer, but yeah, she had cancer back then. And yeah, so when I was 15, I struggled a lot with suicidal thoughts and thinking. Then I just felt very lost, very alone. I felt very helpless. Like, I felt like somebody had to save me. I feel like I couldn't be the one to save myself. I felt like somebody had to save me. And then a couple years later, I overdosed. I overdosed, and it was just weed. I thought it'd be good for me. Who knows? But it was laced. Kind of a dumb decision. It was laced. I overdosed my first time smoking weed, and that's when I met God and the devil. And man, it rocked my reality, man. And from that little trip I had, I realized that, man, I'm doing all these things. I'm doing all these worldly things and nothing's making me feel better. Like when I was 15, I struggled a lot with like um lust. Like I would be watching the X videos all the time, and it just ruined my relationships with my friends and women. It just totally, it messes with your dopamine and brain cells. So then after when I was 20 or 19, or yeah, I was 20, after I got admitted to a mental health institute, I really realized that, nobody is the cause of my problems. However, I'm the one that has to take action. Everything starts within. So then that's when I realized that, I'm causing a lot of problems here. I'm just going to boss up, own up to my problems with confidence, and just take my problems on head charge. Like, I had a lot of shadows to face. Shadows meaning the parts of yourself that you didn't want to think about. Like, I never really wanted to think about the times I wanted to die when I was 15. It really affected me. But then later down the road, I realized you're not your thoughts. So let them dissipate. Like, we're literally not our thoughts. We come here, we incarnate in this body for a lesson. Everything here is to help you grow. And like now I feel very good. I took my Shahaddah, which is my way of becoming a Muslim, 6 months ago. It was actually over the internet. I was raised a Christian, but when I pray now, I actually feel a lot like this anger is lifted off me, like this higher power can take care of me. But I'm also reminded that I have to put the work in myself. God, he can't just say, okay, I'm going to clean your lower self. You have to take action for that. You have to show you're responsible enough to, we call them the nafs, the lower self, the carnal desires. You have to show that you are going to maintain that, because there's other people he could be taking care of. You get what I'm saying? So what makes you think you're good enough? You are good enough, but at the same time, like, you have to put the work in. You have to show that you can keep your nafs and ego clean. And if you keep slipping up and doing your old past, then the angels and God's just gonna see like, yo, this guy, he has a black dot upon his heart, as they say. He's not showing that he's improving. He's not showing he wants his naf spirit. It's a constant repetition of repentance. So from there on, I started really meditating more, doing dhikr. I have my little mala beads right here. I went to yoga school and stuff. I just looked for the answers everywhere, man. But I just realized, you gotta go within your heart and find God. He's in your heart. You just have to ask. And now, like, I feel very good. I pray 5 times a day, and it's very nice. It's very nice. It feels very clean when I did wudu for the first time, which is purifying with the water. I felt clean, man. I felt like I didn't have to. I felt spiritually protected too, man. So right now I feel very good, very stable. I mean, it's not just religiously. Like, I do other things. I box, and that helps me keep composure. But I feel like when you have God on your side, you can, in a sense, have this weight off your shoulder, like, because you can't fight alone. That's the ego telling you can fight alone. So that's my little testimony. I hope you enjoyed. Peace.